Welcome to Maths Genius. Today we will be covering an important topic in the English language portion.
Welcome to the lecture series regarding the CSS exam preparation. And as you all know that in the combined examinations of 2018 I cleared the exam without any academies, as I have been given instructions and teachings for the last 5 to 6 years. So today I will be covering an important topic, that how to read the newspaper for CSS, PCS and NTS. This presentation is being prepared with my team and one of the members is Subhan Khan. Okay, let's begin with it. Now our focus should not only be on the important news or on those subjects or on those parts of news which we like to read. For example, if I am a cricket fan, so I am indulged in cricket news. I have been constantly opening ESPN Cricket Info, and similarly each one of us has their own interest. So the first thing that I included in my slide is the limitations on students. So this is the most important thing, that we are time bound. Most of the people don't understand this, but time management skills are the most important when we are preparing for the CSS examinations, because we have 12 of them and most of them are on the trot, one by one. Previously there used to be 2 exams on the same day, and now they have given it a thought and they have transformed this pattern into 1 exam per day. But when we will considering this, 12 subjects means a lot. Of course, some of you might argue that we will be picking 200 marks subject of one subject, so there won't be 12 subjects, so at least there are 10 to 12 subjects. So we have limited time offer. Now why international relations is also selected along with other subjects is that when we are preparing for the compulsory papers, so we have to prepare for current affairs and etc. and Pakistan affairs, so some portion of the international relations is also covered. So in order to minimize the gap, or in order to utilize our available knowledge to the maximum, we use that time frame as well. So as I was saying, that we have at least 10 to 12 subjects, and the best part is, we all know that we just can't focus on a particular book for a subject. We have to cover the entire syllabus, and if we look at the reference books, there are at least 10 books for each subject. So we have limited time period, right? So if we allocate the number of hours in a day, how much time we will have for reading and for going through other things. So for example, if we have 24 hours, I have a tendency that first of all I make a timetable of my own, and we will be covering it in another lecture. So how the newspaper is helping us? It is helping us in preparation of current affairs, because we need that material and we need particular references. So newspaper helps us in acquiring material for essays, because we have clear references, there are surveys given, data is authentic most of the times. Of course we are not stating anything that is not a fact, because factual information is important even in essays as well. For example, a person has an argument, if it's not related to literature and other things, we have to write and mention facts. So looking at it, it also helps us indirectly for English composition paper, because we are doing a lot of things. First things first, we are reading, and reading helps us build and prepare for the reading comprehension part. Then we are going through different types of vocabulary words. We will be covering those words later on. then it is giving us a perspective. It helps us to build opinion, and most important, it is giving a different perspective. For example, I have knowledge, I have learned knowledge from my family, from my environment. So whatever those information is, that is innate information that is present, my beliefs, my system, my methodology. But when I get to know the perspective of someone else, when I get to know those type of information, my perception opens up and I start thinking of those factors and I start taking those into accounts. So it is really essential that I have a wider understanding of different types of things, different types of issues that are happening constantly throughout the globe and at the national level as well. Next, it is helping us to acquire facts and figures and updated knowledge for other optional subjects as well, right? So first things first. First, it is helping us in at least 3 or 4 of the papers of the compulsory exam. Then if someone has taken, for example, economics as well, you are reading a newspaper. So even in Dawn, even in Business Recorder and other things, you are going across, you are skimming information. So you are getting those parts of information as well. For example, today is 10th of October. The first news is rupee devaluation, right? So we are also getting information about economics as well. So I have mentioned some of the subjects, that is Pakistan affairs, sociology, Islamiyat, journalism, international relations, current affairs, right? So these all subjects are automatically, the keyword is automatically being prepared once we are skimming and scanning through the newspaper on daily basis. Now there are 3 most important terminologies that I have used. First is skimming, second is scanning, and third is on daily basis. If we are doing these 3 things, we are preparing ourselves, and on the exam day we won't be embarrassed, we won't feel nausea, because in the 2016 attempt I was busy in some of the other activities, and what I found myself was that there were times that I was totally perplexed, that what should I do, what should I do, how I should approach it. So it took me a few more minutes to compose my answer in the current affairs part, but however I managed to do that, and I managed to pass it as well, and I managed to pass the essay exam as well in that attempt as well. Now our primary focus is how we can overcome this problem. So I have also done this and it has worked for other students as well. This strategy has been implemented by my students as well, and for it has been going on since a long period of time. So I instruct my students to use at least 3 highlighters. 3 highlighters of 3 different colors, right? Each highlighter will be focusing on particular thing. For example, the first highlighter will be related to MCQs. So when I am going through information, so I will be focusing on particular dates, that this date this event happened, the names of different governments, their prime ministers, etc. Then similarly related to CIA, whatever details are present, so I am highlighting those for MCQs. For national issues, I am highlighting them with another marker. For example, if I am using a green one, I am also using the yellow one for national issues. And for international issues, I am using another marker, another type of marker that is easily visible with a light color, right? Now each newspaper is in 3 colors. So there is no problem of segregation. I can easily segregate information into these three parts. First for MCQs, second for national issues, third is international issues. Then I compile those information in the form of points, right? Initially it will take a lot of time. Initially, because whenever you are doing something new, it takes a lot of time. So for example, if you are doing it for the first time, it might take you like 40 to 45 minutes, and you will think, okay, this thing, even just covering the Dawn and this newspaper, local newspapers, it is taking you such a long time. So what will happen if you are also covering the international news and each and everything as well? Coming back to this, that I was saying that we have to give different priorities to different types of tasks that are related to it. For example, if one day there is a news related to water issue, that is a national issue, that there is a shortage of water and water crisis will start and will reach to its optimum by 2021 or something like that, information is present. So it's a key fact. So that thing is coming both in MCQ's part and in the national issues part as well, right? So either we can use the Roman numbers, right? This thing is also and is also helpful over here and here. So these type of things should be done when you are making proper notes. Coming to MCQ's part. MCQs are really important because they are the key decider between those students who have not prepared well and those students who have up to date information about the relevant portion about the exams. Often I have seen students that they lack in the MCQs part because they think that it's only 20 marks, for example. So we will cover the rest of the marks and these 20 marks doesn't really matter. But let me give you a good advice, and that is that please don't divert your focus away from MCQs. I am not saying that go into each and every detail of each and every part, no, but at least cover the fundamentals. For example, following are the key areas: names of presidents, prime ministers, and other heads of states of key. Sorry, it is written counter. It is key countries. Then there are important issues that like the water issue, Balochistan issue, corruption, democracy, energy. Also add HEC and education in it. Crisis, 28th amendment. So starting from the 28th amendment, what was the last amendment that was done? Yes, I am asking you guys this question. So what was the last amendment that was done? And if you are seeing this and if you are watching this, kindly write your answers in the comments below. Right? So since there are two questions that I am asking. What was the decree that was offered or that was given in the 28th amendment? And since 20th amendment, how many amendments have been taken place? And what are the rulings given in those amendments? Okay, in terrorism, everyone is aware of it. It is the most talked about issue. Then about energy crisis, we all are aware of it. It's both a national and international issue. Democracy, if someone has studied philosophy, they are aware, and if someone has studied other social sciences subjects as well, so they will have a different perspective of democracy, while the others like the laymen's like us, we have a completely different perspective, and we just go by the book road learning and stuff. They have in-depth analysis. 20th amendment, sustainability of economy. Right now, as I have mentioned earlier, that economics is very important because it not only helps you in your essay, because economy is a topic that you can insert in most of the topics. For example, if I am talking about energy crisis, I can talk about economy.
If I am talking about democracy, I can talk about economy, I can insert pointers from there. If I am talking about corruption, I can even talk about the impact on economy. Balochistan issue, economic condition. Water issue, economic. Terrorism, impact on economy, like tourism has been reduced, etc. etc.
So whenever you guys are studying the economy part of your country or of the international economics, so kindly also correlate this with other topics. Now coming to international issues. Each subsection of various international issues confronting different world problems. So what we have to do, we have to first divide them, segregate them into various international issues. Each one of them will be dealing with a particular problem that are likely to be asked in the forthcoming CSS examination. Like in the previous exams, Iraq problem, Middle East, as you are aware of, Iran's nuclear issue, Middle East, uprising, Afghanistan issues, it is a constant issue, there are constant developments in it, Palestine issues, terrorism, Eurozone crisis, Brexit, it's not written over here, but Brexit is an emerging issue. Now the Theresa May is facing problems of how to have a happy Brexit. China as an emerging superpower, constant updates, rise of Russia and Turkey. Turkey is has globalized and has enriched themselves and have become a growing economy. Now, coming to the part where it is essential that how we have to read the newspaper efficiently. So newspaper, basically we have to focus on these four important areas. First is the main page, then comes the editorial page, then comes World in Focus, and then there are other special editions in which specific information related to specific and prevalent issues are given. That will help us in analyzing that how each issue is tackled by the international and the national authors and how these are selected. Okay, first of all, the main page. Now keeping in view above sections, have a look at them. The main page, right? The main page has news articles which have the development on the back side. So it is written that at the end of the news that certain information is given on the back. So at least you should skim and cover the main headings so that you have a sort of idea. Look guys, it is very essential that you have up-to-date information. At times it happens that we are looking and dealing with certain issues which are not mentioned in the exam, which are not mentioned on the newspaper. So what a person should do? He should at least have some idea, because read and have some idea of the prevalent news, because it will be tested in the MCQs if not at other places. Now coming to the editorial page. Editorials have very important specific facts related to a respective section. They tackle the different various problems by the current population, and those issues are highlighted along with each and every development. They say they start from the very beginning, like from the 1970s or the 1950s. Then they go step by step and delve into the depths of the problems. So it is really essential that one should look at the editorial page.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and share this video, and subscribe my channel for more videos and updates.